Welcome to the meeting, April 12th, 2022. Roll call.
Supervisor Murray.
Here.
Councilman Smith.
Here.
Councilman Kiefer.
Here.
And Councilman Candy.
Here.
At this time, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Heavenly Father, please watch over us tonight as we conduct the meeting for the town of Fremont. Watch over our men and women in the armed services and the people of Ukraine. Amen.
At this time, we'll go into the reports. First up is Justice Farley. Court is held on the first and third Mondays at 10 a.m. according to the 7th Judicial District protocols. We are still required to wear masks for court sessions along with many other operating protocols. Attached, please find the information related to my monthly submission report to the State Comptroller Justice Court Fund. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me, Justice Farley. Next up is the Assessor, Holly Small. I've been busy working on preparing the tentative roll, which is special franchise certifying state land exemptions and telecommunications, as well as continuing to process monthly transfers, escrows, and other miscellaneous administrative duties. I am continuing to do field review and updating property record cards, as well as working on open building permits and doing field review to verify recent sales. The cutoff date for processing of the tentative roll is on April 18th. The tentative roll will be filed on or about May 1st. Grievance is scheduled on May 25th from 10 a.m. to noon and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Town Hall. If there are any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me, Holly Small. Next up is the Code Enforcement Officer, John Leonard. On 3/4, delivered report to the Town Hall. On April 14th, renewed demo permit on Bardeen Road. On 3/22, met at the Fremont Town parking lot for a new electrical service permit for Tanger 57. And he did a Corning Community College conference share. Next up is the dog control report from Deb Matthews. On March 2nd, dogs at large on Jereves Road. On March 5th, rabies vaccination Route 21 South. On March 17th, dog at large, County Route 6, owner located. On March 26th, visits to unlicensed left owner notices. 2 warnings given to obey the leash law. Tom?
You've all received the daily log for the last month. We're just working up on Babcock right now. That's pretty much it for now.
Planning board?
No recent activity to report.
What's that?
No activity.
Okay. Thank you. ZBA?
Nada.
Nada?
Nada. I'll just say it since I'm closest to it.
So then at this time, we'll go into old business. We need to correct the March abstract number 3 from $38,189.61 to $38,811.33. We added national fuel and Poolin's February invoice. Do I hear a motion to correct that abstract?
I move we correct the abstract 3.
Second. Roll call?
Candy.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Kiefer.
Aye.
And Murray.
Aye.
4 ayes, 0 nays, and 0 abstain.
And we need to approve the minutes from the March 8th, 2022 meeting.
I so move.
Second.
Murray.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Kiefer.
Aye.
And Candy.
Aye.
4 ayes, 0 nays, and 0 abstain.
Then we need to approve the minutes from the special meeting on April 5th, 2022.
That particular meeting, resolution 47, the acceptance of the resignation of Bert Candy. not mistaken, correct me if I am wrong, Candy voted not to vote with that, and you have him down as voting A.
Yeah, he abstained from that.
He abstained.
All right, I'll correct that.
Any other corrections?
I move we approve the minutes for the special meeting.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Kiefer,
Aye.
Candy,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
and Murray.
Aye.
4 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstained.
And then, Councilman Kiefer, have you had a chance to look into the doors?
I have, I've talked with the people, they're behind and wouldn't give me a tentative date when they would come, but, we'll keep in touch with them and hopefully we can get something within the next month.
Okay. You called both places?
Yeah.
Okay. So on to new business. Frank Griffin wants to rent the downstairs for a wake on May 14, 2022. Currently, we only rent out between June 1st and October 1st, and that's due to the electric heat usage. We're pretty close. I mean, hopefully it's warm by then.
You'll be fine.
What are you thinking? Do we need a motion for that?
I don't think.
Okay. So we've let Frank know that he's all set. Dan Hammond, Betty Holden, and Sue Peck, they met for the ethics board, but they, looked at the lighting around the building and suggested that we either switch those to motion or solar with LED bulbs, cause they are on a lot. I know the bulbs that are in there are LEDs, but they're on
They are,
all night.
yeah, they're on all the time.
Are they dusk lights when they come at it?
Yeah.
Or all the time?
Oh,
They're on all the time?
No, they're on all night though,
Oh.
and it's
and
pretty
if it's
bright.
cloudy, they'll come on as well. It's like a waste.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's 3 on this side.
You better check with the code enforcement officer.
I think that's why they were all put up like that.
It wasn't through him, it was through the code enforcement officer that was before him. And there was some deal, which I don't still understand, of why they had to be on there and burning all night long.
Okay.
I would see a motion detector would make a little bit more sense. Maybe one out front leave on, but, the others on a motion sensor or something like that. But again, you better check with the code enforcement officer because there was some ruling back in the day that they changed that. I don't know what that was.
Okay, so we'll check with him. Now, if he says no problem, are we okay to switch them to motion lights? 'Cause I don't think
Yeah.
there's a switch on them. I think they're all live wired.
There must be a time clock on them right now.
It's just a dusk to dawn. So once it gets dark, they come out. They're on all night.
I think we should, like you said, leave the one on in the front, for the front door.
Yeah, that one's fine. That one is a motion light. It comes on.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
At night, if I walk out that door,
It
the light
brightens
comes
up.
on. There's 1 on this side, I think 1 on this side and 3 on this side.
Well, shouldn't one on the front door be on all the time?
It's lit up enough to get up there, but then there's another light that lights up brighter when you get up there.
Oh, okay. Just for security reasons
There's
and
a
everything.
big one that kinda overhangs.
And that's a dusk to dawn too?
Yes. Alright,
So we're gonna go to motion then?
for a
If
few
we
of these
can.
on each side,
Do we need to contact somebody?
the code enforcement officer.
Well, I meant like after.
Yeah, we need an electrician to do that.
Anybody, if it's.
Do you wanna, I know Chapman's has done a lot of work here.
Mhm.
Are you guys okay with contacting them?
You've been burning like that for probably 5-6 years.
I'm surprised the bulbs have lasted this long.
LEDs,
Oh.
held that long.
Thursday,
Fun.
I can let you know when I get on the job.
Next up, Dan Hammond, Sue Peck, and Betty Holden met to review the ethics letter that was brought to her earlier this month, and Dan is going to read that.
On March 16th, 2022, a letter of complaint was sent to the Board of Ethics by Michael Smith with two letters with various signatures dated March 7th, 2022 and March 8th, 2022, and read to the town board along with a printed email from the town's attorney, Seth Poland, addressed to the town supervisor with regard to conflict of interest questions. The town board directed the Board of Ethics to review and make a finding regarding the letters. After reviewing the complaint letters and consulting with Seth Poland, attorney of the town, the Board of Ethics is recommending that the town's attorney send a letter to the New York State Attorney General requesting them to give an opinion on whether or not there is a conflict of interest regarding Burt Candy's lawsuit with the town of Cohocton and Barren Winds. It appears to this board that it is somewhat unclear if an actual conflict exists, but it does have an appearance of a conflict. The Board of Ethics is also recommending that Mr. Candy recuse himself from discussing Barren Wind issues with the town of Fremont Town Board, or that the town board not discuss any issues specifically relating to Barren Winds until the opinion has been decided by the Attorney General. Regarding the other concerns stated in the letters of complaint, 1, seemed to be rude and non-receptive to the information provided by the RWE representatives. Although nothing is listed in the Code of Ethics regarding this type of response, it is generally the right of all board members to give and express their opinion on the matters that come before the town board. 2, Mr. Candy used profanity unnecessarily and appeared to be non-receptive to listening to the representatives. Again, there is nothing in the Code of Ethics regarding profanity, but we would hope that profanity would not be used in the future during town board meetings. Mr. Candy has the right to listen or not to listen to the wind representatives. Number 3, post the agenda 24 hours in advance of the meeting. The Board of Ethics recommends that agendas be posted on the town's website the weekend before the April 12th meeting regarding, I assume that's regarding windmill discussions, that we need prior notice that they're coming.
Will be for the agenda for everything.
Okay.
Will be on the website.
And this is submitted by the Board of Ethics members Dan Hammond, Betty Holden, and Sue Peck.
Bert, do you have any comments?
Well, I think until there's a decision made, I should be able to speak freely on the, any matters concerning Barren Winds. Because you're innocent till proven guilty. And if Barren Winds wanted to challenge it, they could have gone to the Attorney General years ago, 2 years ago when the suit was filed. You know, I was never put on that list. So to get ahead of this thing, it's not right to me. I haven't had my day in court yet. So.
Dean, any comments? Cindy?
Well, I do agree with Bert on this, because if there's no decision made, why can't you speak? Until somebody says no.
But I think we should not do any kind of voting with the wind.
No.
Well,
So
the only
there's
thing to
decision.
vote on is definitely allowing Seth Pullen to send a letter to the state. That's, you do need a motion to authorize that, I would assume.
Yes.
You've had to have that in the past, so.
Yes, we will need that.
Yeah.
Are you guys all okay with that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So let's do a motion for that.
Okay, I'll do a motion to have Seth, our attorney, send a letter to the Attorney General regarding conflict of interest regarding Burt King.
Roll call?
Candy,
Abstain.
Smith,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
and Martin.
Aye.
3 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 abstains.
But I think we should not do any voting until we get something back from the Attorney General. Just in case he votes and then they come back and say there's a conflict and any of those votes, then the Article 78 would be filed against the town.
Mhm.
The letter that Mr. Pullen is gonna write, he's supposed to send the Board of Ethics, because some issues arose in the meeting we had, differences of opinion.
Okay.
So we just wanna make sure that the letter he writes is down the middle, not on one side or the other, based on, opinions
Okay.
of other people.
So that letter will be sent back and you guys will meet again
Yes.
and review that, okay.
And then,
Do you guys agree that we should not do any voting?
I do good.
Alright. Tom, do you have any update on your interviewing process?
We haven't had any luck at all, just, nobody wants to work with CDLs if you could even find anybody. So what I was hoping, since it looks like we're most likely not gonna get anybody with a CDL, maybe we could advertise for a part-time labor just to get somebody.
Have you received any that don't have CDLs that you like that?
Well, I talked to somebody today that doesn't have one. They've just got a permit for a Class A, but I wanted to see if the board, if they would advertise, and I'd call him back and see if he was interested in interested in something like that. And maybe we'd get some other candidates, laborers.
And then maybe they could go through the process to get their CDL?
Yeah.
Okay.
Need a resolution to put the ad in.
I make a motion that we put an ad in the shopper for a laborer, part-time.
Yeah, 30 hours or less, I think it was.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Murray,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Candy.
All right.
4 ayes, 0 nays, and 0 abstains.
And then do you have any update on Babcock Road and working with Labellos?
And I haven't heard anything from Labella. I have posted it, and